most of the GBA ones actually. I revisited Circle of the Moon most recently, and I came to understand Nathan Graves a little bit more better with his attacks and what I could and couldn't use. For anyone who's interested in helping me with ideas and contributing not only character ideas, I need characters most because I already have big ideas for mechanics, but for character ideas for like what to do with the Belmonts and Nathan Graves and even the other characters, because they have so much that they can do, like Nathan Graves' dual card, his dual card nonsense, where you can combine Jupiter and Unicorn and get it Angelic Shield and things of that sort. And I'm sitting here like, how do I implement this into a fighting game? And of course I go back to King of Fighters. I'm like, Leona has a moon shield type thing she uses as an anti-air. I'll just make it act like that, and it'll act as an anti-cross up or something like that. Right. Dun, 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 dun. So so I'm looking at Nathan Graves. Actually, he's earned a little bit more of my respect because Nathan Graves isn't even a Belmont, manages to take down Dracula and do inhumane things like the super jumps that a lot of the characters can do. He can even transform into a skeleton, among other things, summon things of that sort. And I'm like, well, he gives me a whole lot to work with for a fighting game. I just don't know what to do. He even has a doppelganger. I was thinking about using that for a custom combo. Not entirely sure what I'm going to do.
It better not be like Flip.
LOL. A lot of people seem to associate Hydro Storm with Richter Belmont, so I decided to give Richter Belmont the Hydro Storm super move, and then one of his specials would be Holy Water, which would act as a meaty that you could use as a wake up. Right, you'd be able to use Holy Water as a meaty on wake up. Yeah, meaty water on wake up, and he would be able to play cross up games and pressure tactics and what have you. Of course, I was thinking about how I could add repercussions to that. Like if you did it too soon, you would be like -1, -2 on block. But if you timed it just right, you would gain +1 or +2 on block or something like that. Not entirely sure quite yet. All ideas and concepts are really fuzzy and vague right now. But I'm thinking a whole lot about frame data when I'm thinking about their animations and a lot of their attacks and what they look like and how they should be implemented in the game. Like I said, you don't need to be listening to Doggy Sandwich over here having Shinoa being able to do bullet hell type moves and having.
No, that's Charlotte.
That's okay, because she's doing the same thing with her Fierce Punch, being able to throw 3 daggers at a time with.
I never said all
plus 200.
I never said a tri-burst.
With plus 200 frame advantage, with hexagon dashing, polygon dashing.
hey, polygon dashing, she can have that too.
Get out of here.
Oh man. You gonna keep going in the notes?
I mean, I don't really have a whole lot. I have Leon Belmont, who I was thinking making a Shoto of the game. But when I say Shoto, what I more or less mean, you shut up, Doggy. I'm
trying to see how that would work in my head.
And what I more or less was thinking was on the concept that Leon Belmont could have the answer to everything, but can abuse nothing. That's what I mean by a Shoto. Although a lot of you will, argue that Shotos can indeed abuse a lot of things, and that's not what they were really designed for. They weren't designed for you to, abuse, a mechanic to give you such I won't call it an unfair advantage, but such a large advantage. And so that's what I mean by Leon Belmont being a Shoto. Of course, he won't have a fireball, uppercut, and a hurricane kick, so just get that off your head right now.
I like some pound cake.
Get out of here.
You like some pound cake?
Do I like some pound cake? No, I don't like.
I like some pound cake.
Oh my god, Dougie, I hate you. But I do know one thing I have absolutely established for Castlevania Off the Chain. And for Castlevania Off the Chain, I will have Death. The character Death will be the Rondo of the Blood, or actually more or less the Dracula X version of Death from the Super Nintendo version, who wields his second version, who wields his scythe more or less like a martial artist as a ninja. and even his stance is very martial artist. And so I thought that was really cool, and that would work well for a fighting game. But Shanoa's here. Dogi's whack. And he needs to get out of here.
Dude, you just mad that Shanoa can do everything that like all them whack Belmonts can do in one. She doesn't even need a whip. Like, why? She can make swords come out of her hand and like.
I mean, Soma Cruz never used the whip. That doesn't mean that, you know.
Who? Like, what? Them Sorrow games. Soma Cruz. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Arya Sorrow and Dawn of Sorrow are pretty legit games, but Soma Cruz.
He's got fangirls. Shanoa don't got fangirls.
Shanoa don't need fangirls. Shanoa can beat Dracula. But Soma's sitting there like, man, I hope my gun works. Bullets in it and everything. It worked in the movies. Alright, real quick, before we get off this topic. Somebody's got a gun to your head. They asked you top 3 Castlevania games. In order. From 3 to 1. Go.
You're not talking to me.
I'm talking to you.
Symphony, Order, and Harmony.
So is that 1, 2, 3? Because I said in order.
Yeah.
You're not getting away from this.
Symphony, Order, Harmony. Those are my top 3 favorites.
It's kind of funny.
Right.
My top 3 going 3 to 1 would be Harmony, Symphony, Order. The only reason I have Order on top is because that was the last one I played.
Harmony, Symphony, Order. So you're going 3, 2, 1 instead of 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. People will get the point. People will get the point.
People will get the point.
My point is, your top one is Symphony. That's what you saying, right?
Well, I'm a little biased on the.
We don't care about bias. The question is Symphony your number 1?
Yes.
Okay. Order's my number 1, but
Order, is it not?
Yeah, it's the last one I played. So
okay.
I haven't played Symphony in some years, but I do know Symphony got the crossing ring. So
Symphony also has those fighting game commands.
I don't care about those.
Well, you know what else it has? It has Dark Metamorphosis. You can't beat that.
It's got cross a ring. You know how important that is?
It's got Dark Metamorphosis.
Cross a ring. That's like one of the tightest weapons ever in a game.
Dark Metamorphosis, one of the coolest phrases Alucard could ever say.
What are you talking about? Why are you worried about that? I mean, we need to be talking about what is a man.
A miserable pile of shit.
Get at me, Shy. Alright.